Hello. Good morning. Hello. Welcome once again to Dork Talk Daily. I just realized there is nothing here except a discarded bag of Cheetos. Normally, I put something there to like make it look a little cool. Steal something. Let's do the. We'll put Godzilla here because I'm in charge. Yeah, Godzilla can hang out. That's the where I stage the. I mean, normally the Cheetos aren't there. That's where I stage the books for the live comic sale now. Much to Selena's chagrin, um, people are on the whole a fan of it because they can see the books better. Um, as I prioritize and switch to that after a number of complaints. But for Selena, whose arms are not maybe the longest, it has made the job of doing that sale a little more difficult to her. The basic breakdown of labor is we've ended up having a pretty efficient live comic sale show. Um, I I just I kind of overdo everything that I do. Congrats. Instantly cooler Sam says. Congrats Sam on getting first. Um, I I have this problem where I make everything more complicated than it probably needs to be. I would say that the live comic sale is like one of the only instances where it like does pay off. Um, because the way we do it, for those of you that never, the comics aren't your jam or aren't on Facebook and whatever, is we have comics, they go up for sale. In the old days, we'd sometimes do auctions, and we'd be like, "All right, this person now has it for $1, you know." But these days, I'm doing all claims, so it's like, "Hey, this is up there." The majority of the books just run at like $5, right? On the backs of each of the books, I'm doing R's, A's, and D's, so that if you, as you buy a book, you get letters, and then if you spell rad, it's Super Rad Raptor Comics, right? If you spell rad, then fanfare goes off, and you win like a $5 credit. So you basically just win like a free book. If that wasn't enough, we also do giveaways throughout the show, right? And every time you buy a book, your name goes in a bucket to get drawn for a giveaway, which means that the division of labor is that on my end, I'm pricing the books and setting them in like a to be put up zone while running all of that of like, oh, this person got this letter. Okay, let me update the score because I have a running scoreboard going, and then putting names in a bucket. And so I'm just like, I'm constantly like, and I almost can't even ever read the chat or the screen the entire show. And then Selena is sitting over here putting the books up, saying what those books are. And then when someone buys a book, taking it down, putting the name of the person on that book, and then letting me know what the letter on the back is so that I can then update it. So for both of us, it's maybe the most draining 2 hours we do in a week because it is just like 2 hours of just like constant movement and keeping up with stuff. And then it's like I made it a little bit harder. But people can see the books better now, so uh it's tough balancing all that kind of stuff out. But it's it's a lot of work, but and it's crazy because we used to do back in the day. We used to do a whole lot less work on shows like that and make a whole lot more money on them. But there's less money out there now, so you just have to work harder for the money that you get. But I am insanely proud of that because I know a lot of places that as it's gotten hard has just stopped doing those types of shows at all. And we've managed to change and evolve it into something that's still a big part of, how we make money all these years later. So, but man, is it a lot of work. It's, but it's like silly work. That's my favorite work is like, man, this is a lot of work. Like literally the thing that like, goes off is like a song that's like, you're so rad, you're so rad. Like it's silly and it's stupid, which is very me. In the old era of the store, I actually would run it like wrestling promotions where between me and my brother-in-law, like we would actually run storylines going through the live sales of how he was supposedly taking the live sale from me and like forcing me to like it was Tim's live sale, and like when someone won, his face popped up on the screen, and I quote unquote became his employee, and I had to like wear a shirt with his face on it too, and it was like this whole elaborate thing that was fun. And I would say the breakdown in the audience, which is really interesting, is we had about 25% of the people that were just like annoyed by it and were like, okay, we're gonna either tune out till this is done, or we're just gonna like let you know that like this is not our favorite thing to happen. Um, and then 25% of the audience that was like, this is really funny. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a weird breakdown of about 50% of the audience that could not understand that it was a bit. Like, it was so very obviously a bit. Oh, sorry, Godzilla. It was so very much obviously a bit, right? Like, it was so clear and should have been so clear to anybody that paid attention that it's like, no, my brother-in-law did not take over my small business and then take over my show, and then my brother-in-law who isn't super musical did not make the theme song with his name in it that enforced me to play it every week. Like that's not a thing that would happen. But the people that were so convinced that that was happening and so just enraged and could not separate their like rage for the fictional thing that was happening with the actual like people involved and everything else, and it was kind of intense. And like some portion of that 50% of people like knew it was a bit, but they could not stop their emotions from feeling like it was it was very interesting. um Aether says, hello Jeff, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty okay. um Except for Godzilla fell down, and that made me sad. That's one of my favorite things to come out in the last couple of years. It's a republishing of all the Godzilla Marvel stuff, which was out of print for forever. In which you have Godzilla fighting the Avengers and shit. It's weird. It's silly. And I love me some Godzilla. He's my favorite chonky boy. How's Aether this morning? How's Sam? How we doing? It's a Thursday. We do have some like interestingly like kind of like bigger stuff to talk about. Some silly Final Fantasy stuff. I didn't even know they were doing Final Fantasy Magic cards, but apparently that is a thing. And we have some GameStop weird weird GameStop nonsense, to say the least of it. I'm gonna put something else right there. There's no Selena to tell me no and to put stuffed animals there instead. What am I gonna put? I kind of want to leave Warlock up. I'm gonna grab X23. Oh, I got another Warlock. Put X23. Laura's probably my favorite Marvel character. I think. She's up there. It says I'm doing good and hi, Sam. I just got done working out and I'm thinking of making something for breakfast. What was your big breakfast yesterday? Because you just came into a chat and you're like, big breakfast, and I wanted more details, and then I had to sell comics, so I didn't get a chance to ask. Sam says, I'm doing all right, just editing a very hectic Link to the Past randomizer. Finally found a sword after an hour. I was enjoying watching y'all play some Super Mario 3 in the past last night. Yeah, can't endorse Sam's VODs. They're good times. But yeah, lots of news. So Sam says, yeah, the Final Fantasy Magic cards were a lot of drama when they were first announced because it looked like it was AI art. So the internet lit up. Then Square and MTG were like, no, we didn't at all. And the internet was like, damn, we need to chill out before we get mad. And then everyone forgot till they get released. And now they're mad about scalpers and pricing. Okay. People are really silly. People are silly, but at least so far, like Magic the Gathering, and I could tell you because like a lot of comic book artists get work on Magic cards. Like there are a lot of like comic book artists that like I'm obsessed with their work where I've had to track down the Magic cards that they've done. So like at least so far, they do have a habit of employing artists. So it's people are weird. But let's get to it. We got news stories. We need to cover them in a segment we call the Daily Quack. Aether says, LMAO, I had pancakes, 2 eggs over easy, and maple bacon. That sounds very delicious. I might make some pancakes after this. I've made very few pancakes this week. Hello, beautiful. Aether says, I want a red 13 card if they made one for him. That would be pretty amazing. I think I would sing that theme song whenever I would play the card. Like my brain can't see that character and not hear that song in my head. Sam says, I was just reminded, Kaylee told me Ansem's voice actor in Kingdom Hearts is the pretty boy Audrey crushes on in Twin Peaks, and my brain is still broken. We just broke Selena. The guy from Titanic, yeah, Billy Zane. The Phantom himself.
Billy Zane is Ansem?
Billy Zane is indeed Ansem.
What?
No, the Kingdom Hearts cast is weird.
I know that. I just
didn't. Lance Bass plays Sephiroth. NSYNC's Lance Bass.
I had a huge crush on Lance Bass when I was like 10. I do not like Sephiroth though.
You don't like Sephiroth?
No.
Shiki says, I love that that's what I came into. Are you hanging out?
Well, I can't sleep.
Oh, okay.
Loud.
I'm loud? I'm sorry that I'm loud. Okay. switch up one of the stories I was doing back to the animal story then. I was
I
going
thought this said panic. It says Patrick. I thought the sticky note just said panic.
I'm
And
going
it's
to start just leaving notes around that say panic.
Don't.
Sam says good morning, Lena. Aethers
Good morning.
says hi, Shiki. Good morning, Shiki. Shiki said I love that's what I came into. Yeah, the cast for Kingdom Hearts is wild. Shiki says good morning. Aether says good morning, Lena.
Good morning. So many people are telling me good morning.
Do you want to do pancakes before I have to go to work? We can do some pancakes.
Strawberries.
We can do. Yeah, I think we have some strawberries. You can do whipped cream. I don't want whipped cream.
I do.
Okay.
I fucking love strawberries and whipped cream. Jeff made me French toast the day after Valentine's Day. I got like 2 Valentine's Days because I got the Valentine's Day, and then I got I don't think my microphone is on. Or if it is, then I can't hear myself. Am I good?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I got 2 Valentine's Days.
Yeah, our mics are pretty quiet. I'm gonna have to like go in and fix something about it that I'm not gonna fix like mid show. But you guys got heart badges? What do heart badges mean? Share the love.
Did I get a heart badge?
I don't know. This lovely badge was earned by users who shared their favorite Twitch clips in February 2025.
Oh, I probably didn't. I need to be more active.
Yeah.
On the internet.
I mean, maybe you don't need to. Like it's all up to you. Whatever brings you joy. It's a heart badge. I don't.
Well, I now am sad that I didn't get it, and so therefore I'm telling myself, "Are you drinking my blue drinks?"
Yeah, I'm drinking. You said last night that I could have one, and I said
Yes, and then
and I didn't.
expected you to eat or drink the Celsius this morning.
Oh, I forgot I had a Celsius.
I'm gonna drink the Celsius instead.
You can drink the Celsius.
No, that's not a good idea.
Sam says, Lena, you have 8 days left. You just have to share a clip, I guess.
Oh, thank you for telling me that.
Just copy clip links and post them in Discord. Okay.
Do I have to make a clip or can I just copy the clip?
You can probably just copy a clip link.
Okay.
Hey, Facebook is about to mass delete a lot of old live streams, by the way.
That's weird.
This is from Umar Shakir over at The Verge. She says Facebook will start deleting users' live broadcast recordings after 30 days starting on February 19th. Users who go live after that date must download the videos to save them from getting deleted before their 30-day expiration period ends. Alternatively, you could share the recordings to your profile as reels, although that means fitting the clips into that format's 90-second time limit. Sam says, so is Twitch. Yeah, I saw that message from you this morning. It makes sense. I mean, like, all of these places housing all of this data forever does not super make sense.
Yes, it does. There's just a big building with a bunch of data in it. And it's so big. And there's just 7 million computers in it. And there's enough space. They're just lazy.
I think a lot of what you said is actually probably weirdly true. But I don't know that lazy. It costs money to house all this data.
And we, like, aren't we giving them money by using their services?
And being advertised to, yes.
Aren't we giving them money? Aren't people who are using their services giving them money?
In some instances, yeah, the people that pay for ads are, yeah.
Because didn't they already have a system where, like, they deleted old clips after, like, or they deleted past broadcasts after, like, so-and-so amount of time? But if you pay for more, then you can keep it for longer or something?
Not that I'm aware. This is the first time Facebook's ever been like, hey, we're actually going to start deleting this stuff. to my knowledge, as someone who has a whole.
Oh, I don't give. Facebook is so beyond. I don't give a shit that they think they need to cut corners. They have the kind of money to make it work. I don't know enough about how much money Twitch makes, but I assume it's also quite up there.
Sam says they build an entire business off of us. So yeah, I agree with Lena. They just want to cut corners to make more profit. That is true. Shiki says they could save all the money they need to by simply limiting the quality options for non-affiliated streamers. That's also true. And Sam says, Jeff, you streaming is attracting traffic and giving them content.
Oh, I keep forgetting. Yeah, Jeff Bezos owns Twitch. I keep forgetting Amazon and Twitch are linked. I don't know why. I think my brain tries to protect itself from that knowledge for some reason. But no, yeah. So that makes sense.
Well, and yeah, Sam's pointing out if YouTube does that, everyone's fucked. Yeah, YouTube's the last place on the internet that it's like, hey, we're just never deleting anything.
You have to download all the clips. You can get like a little hard drive and keep all your Twitch clips on the hard drive.
It's what is okay. So as someone who has done at least one live video on Facebook for the past 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. I have a lot of content up there, and I'm in the rare category of someone who's just like, maybe I don't want to sit and watch all of this ever, but it is like interesting and like historical, and it's it's the history of a small business that's been up there for
like 7 years. Can you download your data at all? Like,
yes,
and it includes all that.
Well, you can download the you can download these videos. All right, Meta says it's making the change because most live video views occur within the first few weeks of broadcasting, and to align our storage policies with industry standards and help ensure we are providing the most up-to-date live video experiences for everyone on Facebook. That's all bullshit. They just want to save some money and help their margins. That's insane that they don't put that anywhere in there. Because that's why it costs money. All previously recorded live videos that are older than 30 days will also be removed. However, there will be an email and app notifications that go out before your archive is completely deleted. Once you get the notice, you'll have 90 days to download or transfer the videos. Facebook plans to delete old broadcast recordings in waves over the coming months. Facebook also has several download tools to help you save your videos either individually or all at once. Once you get the notification, you can request a bulk download of all your videos with a custom date range. You could also choose to transfer the videos directly to a cloud service like Dropbox or Google Drive. Which Google Drive you will have to pay for storage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you? You have to pay for Dropbox too. I'm pretty sure if it's over a certain amount. I keep getting notifications from. I don't understand. I'm gonna be real. This is gonna make me sound probably a little silly and not informed, but I say things sometimes and it's fine. I don't understand cloud, and I don't understand Dropbox and Google Drive. I save my things.
So cloud hangs out with Tifa and.
Oh my God! Stop. Let me finish. So I have my pictures on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I have my memory is on my phone. Like the data that I am using is on my phone.
The data that you're using is on your phone.
Yeah, it's in my phone.
There is storage on your phone that,
it's in my phone itself. It's not in the cloud. Because it keeps telling me, we haven't backed up your phone and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. I know you're trying to stress me out, but actually it stressed me out when you had my shit on the cloud because I don't understand the cloud. Stop putting my stuff on the cloud. I didn't ask you to do that. An iPhone does it automatically. I had an Android before, and it kept asking me if it wanted me to do that. And I feel like iPhone does it automatically, or at least it's a little more like, ooh, this is a thing.
Yes, which is what led to all those like celebrities getting their intimate photos and stuff hacked. Because
that seems like a bad system on Apple's part, but anyway.
Yes.
I don't want my stuff in the cloud. I want it down here with me on Earth. That's it. That is my professional statement on how I feel about that. Sorry, I'm really tired.
You're great.
Okay.
Aether said, "Ooh, notice me, Daddy Bezos," which made me laugh a lot. Sam said, that being said, I think they are dangerously close to being cut off. Twitch has been frantically trying to become profitable over the last few years and distancing themselves from Prime. So I'm not sure how long they will have Bezos support. Sam says, I have all my edited videos backed up on a 4 terabyte drive. I don't have all the raw streams. Storing data is cheaper than live streaming at 1080p, 60 frames per second, 6,000 kilobits per second for 8 hours a day. Yes. Sam says, don't use cloud storage. Both Google Drive and OneDrive are trying to train AI off your data. They continuously try to store your data on their cloud. I always disable that shit as much as possible. Yeah, so you can shut that off on your iPhone.
Help.
And just be like, no.
Sometimes I feel like my grandma when it comes to electronics, because there are things I understand about it, but there are some things that I just don't, and it physically pains me to try to understand.
Sam says, I know you're laughing at Lena's take, but is honestly, actually, realistically, the safer, more secure option. 100%. I wasn't laughing at her take. I was laughing at the phrasing of, I don't want it up in the cloud. I want it
on Earth. Me.
That was what I was laughing at. Finally, if you don't have time to execute any of these, there will also be a postpone request option giving you 6 months to save your videos. Do that by opening the notification, tapping learn more, and then selecting postpone.
I don't have any videos on my Facebook from live streaming because I'm probably maybe I did like a couple for like my jewelry stuff or whatever. It's just old live streams, right? It's not like all your videos though.
It's old live streams.
Okay, because I have a video of my cat from like forever ago that I keep forgetting exists because I again never posted videos to Facebook. So like
it's also
just need to know if that's gonna go away.
This has been coming because I can tell you as someone who has 7 years worth of like at least an hour, several hours a week of live video content out there on Facebook, is that about once a week I get like 70 notifications of people fighting over music rights and live videos that nobody's watching that I did 7 years ago. And so I'm sure this is also an answer to that because it's not just me, it's everybody else who like ever did anything like that out there and like did like, I don't know, we're selling baseball cards. It's the pandemic. And so there's hours and hours of people just playing music in the background while selling baseball cards or sitting and building Legos or doing everything that everyone was doing on the site during the pandemic, that all of a sudden someone's like, well, I should have the rights if this video makes any money. Nobody's watching it, but like they have some algorithm tripping over that stuff.
How far back does it go? Is it like...
What do you mean, how far back does it go?
Like, how far back are they going to delete?
Like, it
said that, right?
What do you mean, how far? But they've had live videos for the past, like, 10 years, I think?
No, but
sometime
like,
after
how
Periscope
far back
started?
are they going to be like, hey, I want to delete these past live streams? Is it all your past live streams?
It's all your past live streams, yeah.
So, like, the one that we did yesterday counts?
So the one we did yesterday is in the new grandfathered in thing where they no longer give you the option to, like, because before, for the last, like, year, when you do a live stream at the end of it, if you're like within their like little platform thing, it says like, hey, you probably want to delete this after 30 days, right? And then and then you would have to like toggle an option like, no, I want to keep it around.
Okay.
And that was the case for a long time. But the one we did last night is now into the new thing where it's like it's automatically going to go away in 30 days.
There is a small part of me that's like, this isn't like in any way saying that this is happening, but as somebody who has like a person who is out there and makes them feel unsafe, and I don't know that they're blocked from all of our stuff or that they could just make another account and be like and like I don't ultimately I can't stop them from watching all of my live streams,
Yeah.
but it makes me feel a little better on that aspect that like they're not just going to be poring over old live streams and being like
I I think
but
it,
that's literally the only possible like positive I can think of
I
this.
I think that things move pretty slowly. Change happens slowly over time, and we are definitely in a culture shift on the internet where things are moving from being like very permanent to being very ephemeral. I think there's going to be a Snapchatification of just about everything we do on the internet.
Something just
Yeah,
notified
I don't
me.
know what.
It sounded like my phone. Oh, it was my phone.
Sam says this will be erasing huge swaths of history. Yeah, that's the one part that I'm sad about. But like I said, I think things are just moving that direction. And I think it also comes off the backs of like whenever someone gets in trouble for something they tweeted 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they're like, ah. I think people want a more ephemeral internet too, which is kind of a bummer because like I kind of
I like seeing my growth.
yes.
I like going back to my Facebook memories and being like, wow, look at what a silly little cringy teenager I was. Adorable. And then moving on with my day. Like, but I could also see where people who have done more than just cringy things and are just like, oh, that's going away? Cool. Like,
Well, it's also, so much was sold to us for a long time on like, hey, why should you keep a journal? You have social media.
oh my God, we're going to go back into the era of journals and scrapbooking. Sorry, I've been waiting for this.
We are, but there's going to be this whole generation of like people that like their journal and their scrapbooking was Facebook or Instagram
I
or whatever,
understand.
and that stuff's going to go away.
There's always been a part of me that has struggled with the idea of using like this stuff as I use Facebook as a journal, yes, but it's
Yeah.
just because I have impulse issues and I can't. If I have a thought in my head and a feeling, I just spew it out there because I don't know, it's just what I do. But and like journal, it's different though because like if you're journaling to yourself, no one is really replying to you, and I think that's what people are gonna like struggle with too if they don't use that as like journaling or scrapbooking.
For me, it's rough because I really enjoyed just passively keeping up with a lot of people's lives. Like, it's like I don't want to have to interact with you, but I want to like.
I don't want to have to interact with you.
It's like
I don't want genuine interaction.
no, it's like the thing.
I know, I'm just
It's
kidding.
the
I do
what
the same thing.
our parents and grandparents did with Christmas cards. It's like I want that Christmas card from you every year that keeps me updated. Like, oh shit, you had a kid and did
People send us actual Christmas cards now too.
yeah. Like I said, culture is shifting. But it doesn't happen overnight. Sam says it also bugs me that they're like, let's delete all the old legit content, but not stop the AI slop content farms from spamming, uploading the shit out of everyone's. Yeah, nope. It's real silly. And Sam says I don't think most people want this. It's definitely big companies cutting corners. Yes, I agree, but
I am somewhat. It's like how my brain works is this, if there's an easier option, I will probably take it. So like if I could type whatever I'm feeling in that moment and boop push a button and it's there, whatever. Like I'm going to take that over like writing in a journal or scrapbooking. If I want to like save a picture, I'm going to just post it on Facebook or Instagram or Well, I don't really use Instagram much anymore because I don't. Or like I guess now Blue Sky or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe Blue Sky will come out with a photo platform. They were supposed to. They said something about it.
They're
There
supposed
were
to come out with a
whispers.
video platform, and you can post
You
photos
can.
that
It's like okay, I know this is silly, but my brain likes the layout of Instagram where I can go to my profile and scroll and see like the pictures in like rows.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, that just makes my brain happy. I don't know how I never got into Tumblr because that was like all Tumblr was like make your profile look aesthetic
and porn. Tumblr was all porn.
That's the parts of no, like no hate or anything, but I was not on that side of Tumblr.
I wasn't either. For me, like Tumblr was all the Sherlock and Doctor Who and like the
Supernatural.
Super Hulock. Yeah, it was that was Tumblr for me, but like it was crazy when they were like, "Hey, let's shut down porn on Tumblr," and then 2 seconds later, like, "Hey, there's no Tumblr." Like, for some reason.
I didn't get that because, like, to me, again, I didn't really visit Tumblr for that reason.
Well, and as someone who was pretty active consumer of porn, I didn't even know.
No.
And that it was like you're like, holy shit.
I think it was just because like they took away the option at all.
Yeah.
Like and like that was the issue, not you know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying like so much of that service was apparently it was apparently a huge percentage of what Tumblr was being utilized for.
That makes again, didn't use it for that and didn't really even get into it very long. I remember when I was playing RuneScape, I had a Tumblr and a Twitter that I used pretty frequently when I was like 12, but
I still associate Tumblr with GIFs. Like that's
oh, yeah, true.
Same.
I associate Tumblr with like early 2000s body image issues though too, because a lot of they just let people have like pro ED accounts and like I don't know that they do that anymore, so this isn't me being like shaking my fist at Tumblr right now. I don't know because I don't really use it, but
I don't
like
think they really exist anymore, do they?
Tumblr?
Yeah.
I mean, I have it on my phone and I'm signed in. I think it's still going. I'm pretty sure.
Sam says, but that being said, these big tech companies have completely changed culture and how we interact as a society.
4 years ago.
They built their entire platform off of our data and our content. They're nothing if we aren't posting to them, so this is a huge slap in the face to the users.
Who is she? Who is this person? I don't know.
It's you.
It's me without piercings. It's weird. I don't like it.
Sam says, like, Twitch's choice is going to erase decades of speedrunning history and overwhelm leaderboard moderators with dead links that will invalidate runs. Things might get uploaded elsewhere, but then they need to be re-verified. Yeah. Well, I hate their thing of just like, well, no one really watched it. It's like, yeah, but that was kind of on you guys. Like, you were like, hey, you guys can play in the yard. And then you're just like, and there are some people out there that are legitimately playing in the yard, and there's some people that are like storing their crap in it that like nobody wants or needs, and then you're just like, your answer is just like, okay, no yard. It's like, you could probably there's probably a different way of handling this that is a little more like, hey, we're gonna make sure, even if it's opt-in, even if you just go like, hey, we are going to delete stuff unless you come in and tell us not to. Try that step first, because like there's probably and do like a window. You're gonna cut so much stuff off.
Yeah, Tumblr's still a thing. Sorry, I know that's random, but there's posts from like this week.
Okay.
I don't follow anyone apparently. I guess this isn't my old Tumblr. This is like a newer one that I used, but oh, that's cool. Yeah, but I really just like that. Like aesthetically that.
Yes. It's
Just
very
like
pretty.
the cubes of pictures. My brain likes the cubes. Just give me that. And they took it from me with Instagram too, because did you know that I'm pretty sure I honestly don't remember now, but they changed the layout of Instagram. So like instead of I think it was 4 squares, it's now 3 per line.
No, I didn't know that.
So like anybody who had a very like lined up aesthetic like Instagram was just like we're changing it. It's now 3, so anything that was lined up or anything like that is now just fucked.
Sam says, in tinfoil hat moment, it's weird to me both companies did this as our government is trying to actively erase minorities from history. It's a little sus that people who have documented and humanized their existence are going to have a ton of that history removed, but that's, of course, a tinfoil hat moment. I don't think that is as tinfoil hatty as you're saying it is. I think that's also a big piece of it, is they want to say what history is, and if there's all of this primary source data that is just out there, it becomes a lot harder to, let's say all of the live videos from protests from 2016, which are all going to be deleted, right? That's all primary source data that is like instantly verifiable primary source data, right? Because it's like it's out there in a third party thing. But now it's a thing where it's like I have to download that if that's footage that I have and hang on to that. And then if someone says something and I go like, no, I have a video that disproves that, this is now a video that's coming from my hard drive or my cloud storage or my something. It's no longer this thing that is just like out there for the public to find in a public way. I don't think that's like, I don't think that's the primary motivation of this, but I think that there's a little bit of, like I said, I think the internet's going to become a lot more ephemeral. That was a sarcastic tinfoil hat. Yeah, people need to download more than ever. To be honest, watching history be erased is wild. And it's definitely happened before and will happen again, and all this stuff goes through cycles. As someone who, me personally, is someone who's obsessed with Doctor Who, and that is a show that aired its first episode the day after Kennedy was shot, right? It's been on for over 50 years. So much of early Doctor Who is completely lost because there was just so little regard to preservation in that era that they recorded over old episodes because they're like, man, who the fuck's gonna want this?
Look at my big ass forehead, dude. That was before I had bangs. You just looked at my forehead in real life.
You just didn't have bangs.
I know. They really help. I have a big head. See, look, literally, that's me like 2 months later after I cut my bangs.
Yeah.
Looks much better. Forehead is gone.
I fell for you before the bangs. I don't know.
You did though.
I was fond of you.
I've always liked my bangs though. Like I had bangs as a kid too, and like I think like my grandma could have done a little more with styling them, but again, I was a child, so it didn't really matter. But like I was the kid with like she'd cut my bangs, but they'd be like uneven, and my hair was curly, so it looked extra uneven. And then like I don't know, I just had like really curly, like uneven, choppy hair.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, like I did the like side bangs, but I've always been a bang girly.
But I was talking about this as gosh, I forget his name on Twitch. Hammer something rather. I'm fucking your name up, Will. I'm sorry. I forget what his name is on Twitch. But I was talking about this with him. It's like all the different places that we wrote at. Like, and he was a far more accomplished games writer than I ever was, but in a lot of ways it looks like same because all the places that we ever like wrote at are like deleted from the internet. Like we have all of these like dead links to articles and stuff, and you can download the articles, and like Lord knows I certainly have, and like to have them and be like, okay, cool, I have all these game reviews I did, and I have all these like all this games writing I did back in the era where like games writing could make other people money, and so there was like a bigger need for it, but all those places are gone. And so now it's just like, no, trust me, I did a bunch of professional writing. Here it is, but now it's coming from a hard drive. I no longer have that, like, I can link to this thing out there and show you that I am a professional writer. That's all gone. And that's all happened largely it's been happening, but it's definitely over the last, like, handful of years. And it's wild that, like, I understand a world in which, I used to do stand-up comedy, and most of the places that I did stand-up comedy at no longer exist because that's small business, right? And that's like that's how it works. If like, hey, Joey's Comedy Club at the top of Kickers in Detroit, Michigan, is no longer a thing, and Connections Comedy Club in Toledo and Lansing, which were open for like 30 or 40 years, like that guy finally closed those businesses down, and so like I get just the nature of business and like that kind of stuff, and like why those places no longer exist. But the internet was sold in this way that it's like this stuff is going to be around forever, and the cost to keep a lot of that stuff around forever at least used to be pretty minuscule. And it doesn't take much cost to keep a a site that has a whole bunch of like written articles going. The costs to that are not incredibly high. But that stuff that's all just like disappeared from the internet. It's kind of a wild time. But hey, you know what? Baby boom at London Zoo with 6 new additions.
Babies.
Yeah.
Oh. Monkeys?
Sam says again, storage is incredibly cheap compared to all their other endeavors. Yes. This is from BBC News. I'm trying to see if I can find someone who wrote this article, but I can't find it.
Sorry, I was scrolling Instagram. Look.
Oh, baby Pancake.
No, that's when Pancake came home.
Oh, is when Pancake came home?
She's big now. Like when she came home, she was. Look how little she was still. We thought she was bigger then. Like she's fucking ginormous now. Oh my goodness.
What's up, Shoes?
Hello.
And Giu, hello. How is Sweet Pea today? Sam says, "Yay, 6 baby animals." Yeah, that's fine. This story's a good palate cleanser.
I have baby animals. Sorry.
Hey, Mello. Everybody's coming in right now.
I'm going through all of my old pictures right now, and like.
Before they get deleted from the internet forever.
No, I have them on my phone still. But it's just interesting because like I used to pay really, really close attention to like the layout of Instagram, and like how like this is the first things I ever posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
On this account, and it's nice to see like how chaotic I just keep getting throughout the years of just like, I don't really care anymore. Like.
Yeah, embrace the chaos.
And I've changed a lot since then too. Like I went from very pastel to like gothy. I like that I have this.
Chiho says, "We are at war." Me and Sweet Pea, I mean. Why are you at war? London Zoo is in the middle of a baby boom with the addition of 6 endangered small mammals. 2 golden lion tamarin twins. I'm guessing that's them there. And let me see.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
I'm guessing those are the Tamarin twins. Two golden lion Tamarin twins and a critically endangered gentle lemur are among the latest newborns at the Central London attraction. Daniel Simmons, zoological operations manager, said each of these births is a big moment for their species, many of which are under real threat in the wild. These new arrivals help safeguard the future of their species as important advancements in the European breeding programs for these animals. A 10-month-old white-faced Saki monkey called Fia, and two 8-month-old golden lion tamarin primates, male Pomelo and female Clementine, have all been named by zookeepers recently. The twins were born last spring at the zoo and joined their older brother Kumquat, with each sibling named after orange citrus because of their striking orange fur.
Oh.
Their father, Fabio, took on
Fabio. Wait, they're all named after fruit, and then their dad's name is Fabio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Their father, Fabio, took on much of the carrying duties for the little ones, which is typical parenting behavior for the species, periodically passing Clementine and Pomelo one at a time to their mom for feeding. Look at them. They're babies.
Oh, they're so cute.
Meanwhile, a 2-month-old Aleatorian gentle lemur has taken its first tentative jumps beyond safety of its mother Hazo and father Rocky, making the first trips across an outdoor paddock to nibble on leafy greens. I don't know what I'm looking at there, but
I can't really tell. Is that an otter?
I think it's
A lemur.
I think it's a lemur, but I think it's
That looks like an otter.
I don't know.
I'm confused.
In the zoo's Otterholt, two vulnerable. Oh, it might be otter. Yeah. In the zoo's Otterholt, two vulnerable Asian short-clawed otter pups were born last month to mother Midge and father Siam. First-time mom Midge, who arrived at the London Zoo last year from the Newquay Zoo, has been busy nursing the newborns inside the warmth of their nesting box, while Siam plays protective role for the young family. The pups, who are yet to be named or sexed, will be emerging from the den at around 3 months old before taking their first exploratory swims. Chiu says he won't leave his hide, which means he won't go to the bathroom. Trust me, he can very easily promise you, but he refuses. So now I have to figure out how to fix this. It says Kumquat is a hilarious and fitting name. Yes. And Chiu says, I think they're eating the leafy greens. But yeah. Everything else in the world is on fire. But look at the babies.
Babies. Oh, I just want to snuggle them. They're adorable.
GameStop announces plans to sell off French and Canadian outlets.
Oh my god. Go back to the animals.
While its CEO yells about wokeness and DEI and bizarre self-defeating promotion.
There needs to be like a button you can push where it's like, okay, it's frustrating / sad / angering news time. Hit the button and there's like fucking the dancing fruit video that pops up over here, and Selena can pay attention to that while you do that, and then bring me back for the good stuff, because like I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired. I'm like reverting to a toddler that needs a nap. Always 24/7. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Oh wait, you can steal this one. I'll go get the Celsius.
I'm gonna drink the Celsius.
Okay.
Is it grape?
No, I don't know.
Is it grape?
I don't remember what flavor it was.
Where is it?
It's in the fridge. I put it in the fridge last night, so I wouldn't drink it last night and be up like all night. There's Bug. Shiki says it's totally woke and not because they sell Funko Pops and give 0.3 cents for a $30 game. Yeah. This is from Rick Lane at PC Gamer, who says video game retailer GameStop has announced plans to pursue a sale of its operations in France and Canada in the latest setback for the company's international business. According to a brief press release posted to the GameStop website via the Toronto Star, the move comes in the wake of an evaluation of its international assets. An SEC filing made in February last year stated GameStop had a total of 332 stores in France and 203 retail outlets in Canada. No specific reason was given for the sale, but in a bizarre statement on X, GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen seemed to take issue with the progressive nature of both countries, requesting emails from individuals interested in buying GameStop Canada or Micromania France. Cohen added that high taxes, liberalism, socialism, progressivism, wokeness, and DEI included at no additional cost if you buy today. Setting aside the unprofessional nature of Cohen's statement, it's bizarre to see a CEO advertise the sale of a part of his business by highlighting all the things he thinks is bad about it. It's like a market stall hawker yelling, "Come buy my apples, a free worm in every bite." Here, of course, the worms are entirely imagined, but even if they weren't, you don't promote the fact. It's deeply irrational and counterproductive mindset. The reality is that the physical side of GameStop's business has been in steady decline for a while. In 2019, GameStop closed around 200 stores in an attempt to reboot the company. GameStop's fortunes briefly rose due to its 2021 stock surge, but shares quickly plummeted following that initial spike. Meanwhile, GameStop has continued to close physical stores worldwide. According to a separate SEC filing posted in December, GameStop shuttered its stores in Ireland, Switzerland, and Austria in 2023, and initially plans to wrap up its retail operations in Germany 2024. Sam says GameStop was such a bad business, but I never knew their CEO was such a garbage human. He was brought in, I think, shortly around that stock surge as like a guy who is coming in to save the company. So, and he's a CEO. I mean, I just kind of assume most CEOs are garbage humans, and then like, I'll be wrong. Like that's kind of a good like rule of thumb is like if you're a CEO, I'm kind of assuming you're a piece of shit, and then it's like I'm like, oh, actually you're a good one. Okay. I think you think Bug is the CEO of this house? Selena's just in her own world with the cat over there. G says the dissonance too, because the most successful GameStops I know have had a lot of progressive and diverse people, and thus attract more than dudes who lecture me that women in harem anime are totally realistic. Yes, a GameStop employee did that to me once. Gross. What's up, Lingsy? Shiki says, all I'm saying is that they put a nail in their own coffin when the social media manager tweeted, "Bet you all want physical games now," when there was some news about digital games. Like, get fucked at this point. That's what you get for running small businesses out and then laughing at your user base. Yeah, not even small businesses though, but like the small chains were better than when GameStop owned all this shit. Like when it was like back when it was like Babbage's. Yeah, Babbage's and EB Toys and stuff, and there was things that were slightly different about like each little chain. And so you'd be like, "Oh fuck, this mall has Babbage's, and this one has an EB Toys," and it like that meant like because one of them carried retro stuff and one of them didn't, and they all had like one of them leaned hard into computer stuff in a way the others didn't. But then you bought all those things out, you turned them all into GameStops, and they turned all into like these like kind of just like soulless things where when you walk into them, they're like, "Hi, can I help you? Is there anything I can help you with?" Everything, like the amount of times the GameStop employee assaults you before you look at a single thing is insane, and you can tell they're following a script and what they're being told to do.
Hi, beautiful. Where you going?
It's such a bummer. While their TV screen is like just blasting and like here at GameStop, we're excited about this. It's just like this. I just want to be able to like walk into a retro game store, hear some chill music, and like vibe and like look at things that make me happy. That's all I want. That's just all I want. G says my GameStop is really nice. They joke around. Oh, good. There's still probably great ones out there, but they all feel like they're on like borrowed time. Mel says there are retro game stores. Yes. My favorite one is in Bowling Green, Ohio. So it's we got a journey a minute to get there. But it is. I'll blow their scene up a little bit here. And please bug these guys and get them to send you games through the mail, because that's what I end up doing a lot, because I can't get down there as much as I would like to.
Isn't there a bar in Bowling Green?
There are several. It's a college town.
Yeah, like a goth bar.
Could be. This is Rock'em Sock'em Retro, though. I fucking love them. They're very. They don't have like an online inventory or anything, because it's like just a husband and a wife, and they're really good people. I've known them for forever.
Oh, it's the iNation.
They're more
And
active,
Liquid Bar.
obviously, on Facebook. But the husband is actually really, really good at cleaning stuff. And so everything they put out, they put a lot of work into cleaning and then repackaging all of their stuff. Like I've never had any complaints about anything that I've got from there, and it's all like usually very appropriately priced too. I mean, the appropriate to the market, not appropriate in like an overall sense. Why is there a broken switch? Oh, they were just posting. Okay. But yeah, Rock'em Sock'em Retro, they fucking rule. And they will, you can call them up and do a PayPal transaction, and they'll mail stuff out to you, because I've done that
Maybe this isn't the place I was.
a number of times. They're neat though. Sam says, I think we are on the brink of a lot of solid, secure top brands and companies that have existed for most, if not all, of our lives completely falling apart because they're so wildly out of touch with the majority of humans. Yep. And I think we'll get back to eventually a lot of like, hey, Jim's dad owns a hardware store. I think that's coming back. And I think we'll be better for it. Sam says, I think we're... I read that. Okay. GU says, sucks their CEO is like this because they had a cool black girl and a trans guy. That's a... Yeah. Our local GameStop has a cool as fuck trans employee right now that, like... I think that's what I want out of my daily existence. I want almost every place, the gas stations I go to, the GameStops I go to, the fast food place. I just want
everything to be like inclusive and like a good environment.
That, but I think my preferred customer service is I want a salty as fuck trans woman just behind the counter where I'm like, hey, what's going on? And you're like that there is no one delivers the same shit different day attitude like the like the salty alt trans girl that's like behind the counter or someplace. Like, well, you know,
like a small town and like
yeah, it fucking rules. It just and it like in that moment I'm like, okay, I'm aware I'm in a safe space. Like this rules. Like that's I think what I want. Shiki says, yeah, the sheer amount of times I went to GameStop and they'd be like, who are you buying games for? What does your boyfriend play? Bitch, I've been gaming since you've been alive. G says mine has like 5 people in the store every time because it's a massive shopping center. Yeah, that's...
The one in our town isn't like that, but the one in like 30 minutes away at a mall is like that, but everyone's mean there. Like, not the people there, but like the employees. They're all mean because they work at a mall.
I don't know that the mall one is still there.
It is.
Is it? It survived the one like a couple months ago because they shut down a ton of them.
Well, I don't go to this place anymore. I thought you meant like, because in the last like year, because I used to work in that town, it was still there, and I used to go in there as my like. I would go to the mall and hug the right side of the wall and just kind of like pop into little stores, and I wouldn't even like feel the need to buy anything all of the time if I didn't have money. I just like wanted to go in and like look at stuff.
Vibe.
Which I know when people are small business owners or business owners in general, like you coming in and looking at stuff and then leaving isn't exactly like what you want out of an interaction. But like I, as the consumer in that situation, just kind of wanted to see what,
yeah, what was there?
what was there. Yeah.
G says literally stop going. I would literally stop going to them if that happened to me. So funny enough, the only ones that I knew were packed, had lots of real gamer girls and stuff working there. That rules. Lindsay says that's awesome. I also clean all my retro stuff. It doesn't take much to clean up plastic and deox some rusty pins and chips and make such a difference. Sam says support small business. Yes. G says, plus those types of dudes lose sales. I had a guy refuse to let me buy a real PC because, wow, isn't a real gaming intense game? Oh, wow, isn't a real... I read that as like, wow, as part of the sentence. World of Warcraft isn't a real gaming intense game. So they lost me buying the more expensive thing, and I stopped going. Yeah, that's silly.
When you Google goth nights near me, obviously I'm not going to say where we are.
Yeah.
But one of
Sam was giving you so many cookies this morning.
One of our local bars is listed, which I fucking know for a fact that there's not a goth night there.
That's because Google's drunk. The amount of times people would come into my shop to be like, it says you can get Bibles here. And I'm like, I sell comic books.
The fuck? No, look, though. It thinks that's a goth club. Okay.
To be fair, it sounds like it.
It does, and maybe they're trying to like, maybe the vibe there is that. Now I don't go to bars very often anymore.
Sam says, "What the fuck? World of Warcraft is like one of the most successfully long-running games in history. I'm so tired of people gatekeeping games. Yeah, it's silly." She says, "Also, I should stress that was Best Buy, not GameStop. Real talk. Good small businesses turn their places into hangout places because." Eventually people buy, and more than that, they become loyal. Yes. That was always the goal with our comic shop, and we're all meeting in a couple weeks to try to like steer it back in that direction. We'll see what happens.
Could we paint the walls black?
Sure.
I just want to paint the walls and like hang stuff up.
As long as I don't have to paint, I really don't care. If you're saying like,
I need a little bit of help with painting, but I guess I can enlist Andrew if you'd like.
That's how all the other walls got painted.
My God.
I've got.
Might as well just give me an Andrew. all creative direction here.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't have the time to put into that stuff. It's not like out of like it's like if I'm pulling things out and like I could be like if you're like, hey Jeff, I need you here this Sunday because we're gonna do that. Then I
Monday.
can, yeah.
But not from 3 to whatever.
Yeah.
PM.
Yeah. G said that's what happened with Sweet Pea. The place I got him from is a small owned business, and I was handed him saying I wasn't planning to buy a snake. As someone who owns a small business, be very cautious of people who own small businesses handing you things, whether they be beautiful little snakes or really cool comic books, because
It's how it starts.
I put a lot of things in people's hands. Because they have to hand it back to me, and they don't want to.
Mean, Jeff.
I have to eat.
But that's mean.
No, I am not a predatory salesperson. I'm not.
I put things in people's hands.
If I were,
and they have to hand it back.
If I
to
were,
me.
I would live a far more comfortable life, right?
You're pretty good at sales. You are not a predatory salesman. I will say that. You always give people the like, hey, like this is not me being like you have to buy this. I'm just telling you because I know this is something you're into, and like I like want you to.
Sometimes I'll even be like, I'm about to put something in your hands, and you're gonna be really mad at me for handing it to you. I've those words have left my mouth before.
Yeah.
but like I'm not doing my job if I don't hand you this thing.
But, like, I can't do that. I can't even, if somebody doesn't express interest in something, I'm just like, okay. Like, it's one thing if somebody's like, oh, I like this, and I'll be like, oh, this is this. Like, this, like, here's something that has to do with that thing. But I'm never, like, I don't know. Like, I can never, like, thread that needle of, like,
It's Sam said he would be a lot richer if he were predatory. We've talked about it before, but I would never be successful on the internet because I refuse to take advantage of kids. Yeah.
it's a good line to have.
G says I walked out with
Jeff just takes advantage of adults with money.
Where we live, I have to sell men these comics so they're not spending the money on guns. I'm helping out.
That's the mental gymnastics that you've done. Okay. Got to bring down that industry.
Lindsay says I think you should relinquish ownership to Lena and she should fire you, Jeff.
I don't want ownership. I don't want that. I need help. Like, I cannot be in charge of things right now. There's a possibility of my life era at some point where I am like boss bitch, you know, like I'm killing it.
Yeah.
And I'm bossing everybody around in a nice way. And like I'm not that person right now.
I do think that era is coming,
though. It's either that or like I don't know. I don't think I'm like cut out to like tell people what to do though. I literally like I used to like struggle so much at Marco's because like I had employees that not that they like weren't hard workers, but they would just be like, "Hey, can I leave early?" And I'd be like, "I kind of need you for like closing, but like
you have to learn the no and laugh."
But like no, yeah, I guess. And
the amount of times that I'd be like, no, and I'd start laughing, and then they would just be like, oh. And that also like trained them to be like, oh, we're missing the big picture here, which is that like there's I need to be doing
I
things.
know, I'm just bad at like not being like yeah, sure, like do what you gotta do.
Lindsay says, hell yeah, brother, guns and comics. Oh man, if I did that.
No.
I also would be very rich if I went like full. If I wasn't the one liberal guy in a pocket of conservative nation, and instead was just like,
no
comic shop.
No.
Make America comics again.
I will literally leave the comic store.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's like we would make so much money. Are you kidding me? Around like
I know we live in a very conservative pocket. I know. Trust me, I know. I get weird looks from people every day because I have piercings and dyed hair when I walk outside my house. I know where I live. Thank you.
Which is why at one point, like when I was really contemplating closing the shop because like stuff had gotten really hard, and then this beautiful queer person made a whole ass documentary about like how like we were like the one safe space in the middle of the thing and like how much it meant to them discovering themselves and everything else. And I'm like, well, I can't close now. Fucking goddamn.
Oh, you did not get that angry. I mean, maybe you, but
I mean, watching the video made me cry, but then I did get angry of like, well, okay, now I can't close.
But you let that anger like push you into a positive space.
Yes. Lindsay says, yes, sir, Glock 17s are right there behind Sailor Moon issue 32. Sam says, Raptor, pew, 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 finger guns.
Oh my god, we gave RJ guns. Are you kidding me?
G says, look how much that man made. Look at it. Sam says, thank you for selling comics and not guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either says, I love defanging that phrase and using it as a gay black man. Which phrase? Now I need to know. Oh, the hell yeah, brother? I like that. All because he was going to let a girl look at snakes and leave. Yeah. Snakes fucking rule. All right. It's great, yeah. Especially since it was like co-opted by Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan's such a piece of shit that it's great to watch like gay culture just take that back over.
Wait, Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit.
Colossally so.
What? I don't know anything about him, so that like I could not. I can't. No, this is not me being like I don't care. I'm just literally like I literally don't know. Look at our cat. Oh, never mind. She got in there. Her like leg was hanging out of that box. She just crawled in. That's who's been taking my stuff out of my boxes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. She's now tearing up my fabric box. I'm going to take it as a sign that she loves me.
Hulk Hogan is a piece of shit. He's the reason that wrestlers are so exploited, because when they were about to unionize, he was a complete traitor that wanted to continue making the most money at the top of the company, and participated in shutting it all down.
I will read up on him, but
Also,
I did not know that.
Very much a racist. Also, very much yeah, he's not great. Mila says, I love how Lena gets distracted mid-thought because of cats. Yes.
I mean, that's the life of having cats.
Ether says, hell yeah, brother, slay.
We have 4 of them. It's possible to not get distracted by moving objects.
Ether says, I want a DDT Hulk Hogan. Yes.
Moving objects. Pancake, come here. The world wants to see you. Come here.
She says a blonde guy with a mullet is a piece of shit. Say it ain't so.
Come here. Wouldn't it be cool if he was like not though? Like, wouldn't it be cool?
It would be so fun. It would
he
be
was,
the
like, an
coolest thing in the
icon?
world.
I think I just am naive. Okay, I'm naive. Hey, what are you doing?
It sucks. He's also was in maybe the grossest celebrity sex tape to ever exist.
Okay, just say no more. I'll read into Hulk Hogan later and be angry and yeah, I just didn't know because again, I don't know him.
Which is a large part of like the thing is like in that
Come here, Bullful.
super gross sex tape, he says a bunch of like racist things and drops the N-word and like.
What the fuck?
But he also is just like.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know if I can fuck your wife right now, brother. I ate a lot. Like, it's gross.
What the fuck?
So weird. And then he sued
I'm
Gawker
just
over
getting
that.
angrier and angrier. Like, I don't. Yeah. Aether says your life is better for not knowing. To be fair, like, yeah. I'm mad now.
You didn't know any of this information?
Not really. Like, I probably again could assume because he has a mullet. Like, come on.
I mean, not everyone with mullets are terrible people, but like that's not the worst screening. You're not gonna find a lot of. Although, like, there was a time where it was cool and alty to have mullets, like in the last 5 to 10 years. But then a lot of those.
There's a TikToker that I follow with the mullet.
Yeah,
they're cool.
And a woman with a mullet tends to be pretty cool. But dudes with mullets tend to suck.
Bald with a mullet. He's bald with a mullet?
Yes.
I thought he had hair up top.
That's why I wear the headbands, brother.
Oh my god, stop. No, I knew the Hell Yeah Brother thing. Like, I knew that reference came from him, and but so many people that I know say it ironically. Ironically, yeah. And so in my head I was like, I don't know this guy, but he said that, and that's all the information I had.
GU says mullet with a headband is the red flag. Also straight mullet is red flags.
That is fair.
Curly hair mullet is different, and we accept them. Okay, I could probably get down with this. Headband with a mullet, brother. Final Fantasy Magic Set adds card that does 10,000 damage.
Jumbo
Qatar is real.
And he's magnificent.
This is from Charlie.
He has a mustache.
Yeah, he's Cactar. This is from Charlie Hall at Polygon, who says The reveal of the first batch of products for Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy turned quite a few heads, with many fans of the long-running series suddenly curious about where to buy some of the Wizards the Coast's finest shiny cardboard. That is a terrible written sentence that just exists so that there's an affiliate link. By the way, we can't have nice things anymore. Anyways, part of the reason is just the sheer amount of excellent art in the set, which the publisher says contains the largest collection of Final Fantasy artwork ever seen in a single game. But another big reason are the goofs, which are deeply embedded into the mechanics of the popular trading card game. Case in point, Jumbo Cactar. There he is. For the uninitiated, Cactar are humanoid cacti which leap and frolic across the deserts in Final Fantasy for attacking and unwary adventurers. Final Fantasy VIII includes an optional boss battle against a massive version of the little guys called Jumbo Cactar, a kaiju fight against a towering sassy succulent whose counterattacks with devastating ranged attack called 10,000 Needles. The fight is memorable for the scale of the foe, but also the fact that it likes to flee near the end of the battle, wasting players' time and resources if they don't bring their heaviest attacks at just the right moment. Even though he looks goofy on screen, make no mistake, then the video game Jumbo Cactar can easily kill off the entire party, and his Magic the Gathering card is no slouch either. Jumbo Cactar is a creature, keyword plant, that costs a hefty 5 colorless and 2 green mana to cast to the table. So unless you've got a hot hand, it's unlikely that he'll reach the table until after the first few rounds. At 1 and 7, he's got a decent amount of defense, making him hard to kill, just like his namesake. But the rare card also has a single ability called 10,000 Needles, which is excessive in a way that only Final Fantasy abilities can be excessive. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9999, plus 0 until end of turn. Do you need to deal 10,000 damage to another creature in the game of Magic ever? No. You absolutely do not. But the card is more than just an expensive way to delete an enemy from the table. If you add Trample, perhaps by playing another card on top of it, Jumbo Cactar gets even more powerful. That classic Magic ability allows you to leap right over the enemy lines and deal excess damage. That is whatever the remainder of the 10,000 minus the health of the one creature is, directly to the opposing player. So thematically, this Jumbo Cactar card ticks off all the boxes as original. He's difficult to kill at 7 defense, though not impossibly to do so. Yeah, you can also just cancel him. Do some blue magic against him. Or any black like creature thing will do it too. Be on the lookout for even more deep goofs in Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy. The set will be released widely on June 13th, and even more preview cards are expected in the spring. Aether's want. Lexi said, business up front, party in the back, brother. Jesus also put out the red flag thing, and further my point, Brett Michaels drops my... Yeah. Aether says, Google scrunches up face. Is he in the closet? Bret Hart? I mean, yeah, because you couldn't really be... You can now, but, like, you couldn't really be gay in the 80s and be, like, a successful professional wrestler unless you were closeted. So, very possibly. There's probably a lot of wrestlers that will never know that swung those ways, right?
Oh, my mom had a crush on him.
On Bret the Hitman Hart?
No, Bret Michaels.
Shawn Michaels?
Bret Michaels? Am I looking up the right person?
No.
I thought that said Bret Michaels.
Or it did say Bret Michaels. Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I read one I wanted to read.
Okay. I was like, Jeff, I'm pretty sure that says Michaels. I don't know. I could be.
So
I'm very dyslexic, but like.
There's Bret the Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels who were conflated a lot and fought a lot, and that were the two people in the like one of the most famous wrestling matches of all time because of what went down in it, the Montreal Screwjob. And so when someone says Bret Michaels, my brain does not think of Bret Michaels. It thinks of Bret Hart because
He
I'm
looks like
broken.
who Tiger King wanted to be. Like he's the inspo. Like Tiger King like has a picture of him put up on his wall and is just like, this is who I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goal. Yeah, my mom had a crush on him, I think. Not anymore, but
Lindsay says, right, guys, gonna love you and leave you. My little lady wants to watch Sonic, as we're going to watch Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 tomorrow, but haven't seen the first two. We got some catching up to do. Yeah, those movies are great. Have a wonderful time.
fun.
Aether says, I love it here, LMAO. Hey, we love having you here. Gio says, Tiger King 100% wanted to fuck Bret Michaels and Hulk Hogan. That is probably also true.
There's a Reddit post that says, is Bret Michaels a good person?
Okay.
And someone said my reaction to Opie's question is just a picture of him looking like you.
Aether said, at the same time, brother. That's amazing. That is. I'm dead. I think you broke me. All right. Oh, speaking of breaking, Selena last night in the comic book live sale
What?
was like, "Are you gonna break me in half?" I was like, "Excuse me now."
I didn't say that. I said, can you break me in half an Excedrin? I said, can you break me in half an Excedrin? I didn't say, can you break me in half? Pause. An Excedrin.
Everyone in the chat was like, there was a lot of pause there.
Yeah, because it's a bit. There was not a long pause there. I did not ask you to break me in half. That's for a different thing, not the comic show.
From the Top Rope brother. Gio says, as bisexual, the about a Tiger King was like, I'm gay. That's cool. You still abuse tigers and cosplay the worst heterosexuality I've ever seen. Yeah.
Why is my frog on the floor? Trevor! Are you okay? This is Trevor. He's my neck pillow.
Have you noticed people using Shayla just like as a an
Dude.
insert for any?
Dude, my brain is broken because like every time something upsetting happens, either with the cats or like when my Shayla plays in my head.
Well, I'm deep into my TikTok is nothing but like Yellow Jackets TikTok right now, and like whenever I look at the comments, people are like, "Oh, my Shaylas." What is happening to culture?
Did you see the goose one that I sent you? It was like a guy pretending to pass out, and then all of his geese like came over and like checked on him, and someone was like, their POV is like, my Shayla, probably.
She said like the man took camouflage too far and became the monster. Yeah, Tiger King was like interesting because I was having that same thought because. Yeah, as a bi dude, it was cool that like the national obsession was like this guy who was just like did not give a fuck about like when you ask people to describe the Tiger King, they're gonna say 700 things before they even talk about that dude being gay. Like that's the coolest fucking thing about that is just like the fact that he was gay was like. Such a small piece of that story where 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that documentary would be bulked up to be like, and look at all these guys that he's into and like married, and it was like that was a piece of the story, but it wasn't what everyone was like talking about. But like also, yeah, what a weird dude and the fucking animal abuse. I just can't.
Stresses me out.
Aether said he needed the help. It was funny initially, but yeah. He says my favorite thing is whenever he says he's gay, the comments are going, "We don't want him. Take it back." Also, disproves the stereotype that being gay, gives you better style than the average person do.
That man did not have style.
That part, brother.
Nope.
Hey, please go check out our YouTube. We've been putting a lot of work into it. We edit everything down. So it's not just like hey, here's hours and hours of gameplay in a VOD form. We edit it all down so that it's like, we take hours and hours of gameplay and put it into like 15-20 minute chunks of just the highlights, the jokes. Please go check that out. Been putting a lot of work into it. As of Saturday, Selena's entire first playthrough of Resident Evil 7 will be up on there. Tonight we will be live with her starting her playthrough of Resident Evil 8. She's very excited.
I get to be... Oh, wait, I can't say it. Never mind. Ah! Mad.
You don't want to spoil. I think that happens in the first 2 seconds of the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, but still, if nobody's played it, I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Not going to say it.
But yeah, Selena is very excited about starting that game tonight, and we'll be live from 8 to midnight playing that. If you can't wait for Saturday to watch her entire playthrough of Resident Evil 7 in cool edited down format, that's all over on Patreon. Patreon.com/dorkduck, which no one ever has to give us money, but that's the best way. It's the price of a comic book or a cup of coffee a month, and it really helps stabilize a lot of the small business life, because we get that payout from Patreon right at the time that we need to like pay rent at the shop and pay for a bunch of other bills. Like it all comes in right at the first of the month, and then you get cool things like stickers and shirts and all that kind of stuff too. Yeah, definitely need to check out the vids. Yes, please too. Also, YouTube-wise, we're close to 50 subscribers now, so go check that stuff out. We'd really appreciate it. We do have raid messages. They look like this. If you need to use global emotes, they look like this. If you are subscribed, so do that. We'll see who we're going to go say hi to today, and then we're going to go make some pancakes. Because I want pancakes.
There's a pancake right there.
There is a cat named Pancake right there. But let's go Bug Sky, who's playing Chrono Cross. I like Chrono Cross. We're going to head over there. Appreciate you all. Be honest, be kind, be useful, and live a good fucking life. We'll see you tonight for Resident Evil 8. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for more Dork Duck Daily. Thank you for you're welcome for the stream. Thank you for hanging out for the stream. This was a fun show, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.